Okay, are we live? Let's see. Theoretically, yes. Practically, also yes. Perfect. Okay. What's up, guys? Welcome to my stream. Another coding stream. Today I'm going to be showing my progress on the server app. Please follow me on the Instagram. Yeah, please do that. I'll be dropping some content exclusive on Instagram that you can't see on YouTube, maybe. So you will never know. You might miss out on some content if you don't follow me there. Yeah, let's pin it. Now, what happened since yesterday, like 20 hours ago? Actually, not much. Let me... Okay. And let's disable Discord because we don't want that. Alright. Cool stuff. Cool stuff happened. I have figured out how to do disconnections. I figured out how to do closing of the server. I had an extremely interesting bug. Let's talk about this bug for a second here. I'm on this insider group on Discord, and this one guy was cracking some code puzzle, and basically he was coding a thread pool. And he had a bug that basically, his bug was that the conditional variable was destroyed before the threads. So, and the threads were waiting for the conditional variable, but it was destroyed. And that was tied to the order of initialization and destruction. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that means that you are probably a beginner. However, in general, those member variables are initialized top to bottom, right? So the mutex, conditional variable, the vector, the unique pointers. However, since it's a stack, right? Since we are using stacks here, they will be deinitialized, so destroyed in the reverse pattern. So we'll start from the bottom up. My problem was that I had these vector observers at the very bottom, and I was iterating through this vector. What was happening was that I was destroying the vector, I was losing a reference of what I was iterating over, and I had this huge bug, right? So don't be like me, don't be a dummy, okay? Like, think about the layout of your code, of your data. Don't be a dummy, basically. So that was an error here. Now, as you can see, you can't see this right now, but let's maybe, okay, we don't have a build ready, I think cmake build here. And let's prepare a client here. Whoa. Okay. Everything is linked. Perfect. Okay, so the goal for today's stream is pretty simple. I want to achieve communication and broadcasting. What I mean by that? I want to be able to connect an arbitrary number of clients. I mean 3 clients, I suppose, because the size of the lobby is 3. I want to be able to connect 3 clients and make them able to converse between each other. So when client A types, other 2 clients get this message. So like the most basic chat app. I think it will be quite easy, given what I have right now. I don't know actually if that will be easy. We'll see. Honestly, scratch that. I don't think I'm going to be doing that because I'm already pretty tight. I'm just going to show you what happens now. Okay, so let's run the server. Lobby empty is waiting. Now we get in, and as we can see, a new connection 0 constructed, pushed, size 1. This is the size of the lobby, but it's immediately decremented because we are pushing back to the intermediate buffer of matchmaker. And now if we escape, how do we quit right now? I don't remember. That's not really great. I'm cooked. That's my own comment, that's nice. That's not very great. And it's immediately aborted. Hello to the people that are on the stream. Hello, people. Yeah, that's perfect. So as you can see, nothing works. It worked, I swear, always a second before. Okay, so this doesn't work. Good to know. I mean, it's pretty hard, honestly, to like figure this shit out on my own. But we can disconnect like that. And disconnecting from the server, as you can see, disconnects also the client. So there is something that works, at least. Yeah, I will keep this down here so I can see if somebody's on the stream. Yeah, so at least disconnecting like that works. I don't know why this disconnecting from the client side doesn't. This seems rather weird to me. Let's debug that. Okay, so we are connecting. And now we are disconnecting. And things go to shit. Okay. The stack tracer, as you can see, is pretty clutch here. I mean, do you have that in your C++? Like in your typical, I don't know, like Visual Studio? No, you don't have it, bro, because it's my custom, okay, stack tracer. That's something to have. Okay, so basically it shouts at us because it tries to remove a closed connection, and this closed connection is not in the server, which is it's an interesting take, I think. It seems like the double deletion has happened or something. I'm not really sure. We need to, yeah, it looks like a double deletion to me. I think that I make some critical mistake with the server implementation, and this critical mistake, I don't really know what it is yet. On connection closed, we have two on connection closed that are different. I don't think that's particularly correct. That seems pretty not correct. I don't know, why do we have two of those? That's so weird. Yeah, we need to debug it because holy crap. Okay, so there is one implementation of it, and do we have a second one? No, we don't. Okay, so we only use the const reference one. We don't. Okay, because this is an implementation that is used for observers, right? But server is not an observer. Like that would be bullshit because server has an access, direct access, right? Server is the one that calls a connection closure handler, so it makes no sense, I guess, to close it again. Let me think. Okay, so what happens here is that if stopped, so basically if the application is stopped, we don't do anything because there can be a double deletion problem because when the app closes, we are manually disconnecting those guys. And this manual disconnection actually shows up then here in this as this callback, and this is bullshit. It shouldn't be showing up here. Let's see if somebody's in the chat. So this is wrong. This is clearly wrong. I wonder, like, what are we messing up here? Sorry to me. Okay, but actually, like, why does it scream at us? Okay, so it screams at us because apparently, okay, this is just a poorly written code by me. It's a huge. Oh man, this is really wrong. So it just says that he didn't find it in the connections, and I don't really know why he didn't find it in connections. Like this sounds weird. Closing connection. I don't also remember where the closing connection string is placed. Oh, it's here. Closing connection. I said it's different closing connection. I feel like. No, it's good. Closing connection. Okay, so. Well, what's happening here really? So this isn't bad per se. This is just poorly written code by me, and that's it. That's the main problem. What are you coding? Hello, I'm coding a server application that will be hosting concurrent poker games, basically. Right now I'm working on the server side, and right now I'm doing. Right now I'm debugging disconnections when the client disconnects. It's super messy. I'm doing it for the first time. I have never worked on a networking app. I'm trying to figure it out. I have the book here about concurrency, and then there is this other book about operating systems on here. So I'm trying to figure out how to piece things together. Yeah, bro. I mean, gambling is epic, right? So we're gonna do poker. Yeah, we're gonna do poker. That's the main thing here. What I'm going to do is that I will have like multiple clients, right? And each of those clients will have a different AI steering this client, right? So yeah, man. I mean, yeah, it's pretty tough. And those clients will have different AIs, and I'll be able to kind of like evaluate which AI is the best for playing poker. And maybe do like custom deep reinforcement learning algorithms, like figure out like AI, deep reinforcement learning AI for that. Not only like computational algorithms, but also like neural networks for that. So that's the whole goal. Currently I'm stuck on the disconnection part. It's really, I don't know why it doesn't work, frankly. It says to, because right now, the structure here is that the server stores a vector here. I will probably make it larger because you can probably see this. Wait a second. What's the problem right now? Right now the vector stores connection, this is the server, right? It stores a vector of connections, right? And when the player disconnects, vector should, we basically should go through this vector and look for, is there this connection that has disconnected right now? And for some reason it says that there isn't one, and I'm like super confused as to why. Oh, holy shit, man. That's why. Oh man, I was just not pushing. Oh man, I'm goofy, man. I'm such a goofy goober. Yeah, so now it should work. Bro, like, yeah, because I was debugging it, right? I was debugging it, something else. I was doing something else previously, and I was like, yeah, let's skip this, because I wanted to debug basically some shit, right? And I disabled this pushing back. Oh man, holy shit, like, I'm coding whole day. I'm just fatigued, I think. I make silly mistakes sometimes like that. I can tell you about the mistake I've done earlier today. It was actually interesting. Take a look at, I'll just check if this works, right? And I'll show you something cool. And let's now connect the player here. Oh man. Connecting the client. Okay, it has connected, now it will escape, and now perfect, as you can see. Connection was erased from connections and from intermediate buffer. It's correct, because when you have the matchmaking system in my game has something what's called intermediate buffer, and intermediate buffer basically stores like players that will play the next game, right? So it kind of gathers the players from the lobby to the intermediate buffer, and then when the intermediate buffer is full, the game starts. Well, the new game starts. but I'll show you something cool that I was actually figuring out earlier today. So when you look at the server manager class, is responsible for managing the whole server. It has like all components, right? It has closure handler, so basically handling like disconnections, but not for the server, but for like different subcomponents. You have the lobby, you have the conductor manager. It's like every game is conducted by the match conductor, and match conductor manager basically manages those conductors. You have matchmaker, which is a matchmaking system. It's like really crude, but it doesn't really matter for this moment. And some of those components, right, are observing this server manager because the server manager has like observer class, right, with start and end methods. It's pretty like obvious what they do, right? They kind of tell the component, look, we are starting the game, look, we are ending the game. And there is a vector for those observers, right? And at the end of the game, at the end of the program, I'm basically iterating through those observers and calling end, right? So the problem was that I put this vector at the very bottom here. And what was going on that I was iterating through this vector, but since the order of destruction is reversed the order of creation, so it's bottom up, the vector was getting destroyed, and the vector was getting destroyed, and I was trying to iterate through that, and I think that was causing a hell of bugs, basically. Yeah, type sheep, basically. So this works, and now we can reconnect here just to check that everything is correct, and it will connect again. Let's take this, let's create 2 terminals for other players. I need to figure out how to debug it more, like how to debug it more efficiently, but because creating like 3 terminals is so inefficient, right? I need to figure out how to maybe like a Python script. Actually, yeah, Python script will be so perfect for that. And then kind of pull the data into logs. Yeah, that would be perfect. Yeah, but anyway, let's run clients here. src client. It's another client, it connects. As you can see, we have connection to constructed, creating WebSocket. I should have like probably some kind of logging here for correct connection. Another one, and yeah, now they are playing a game, as you can see, and in a minute they will stop playing a game, actually. Like 10 seconds, I think it takes 10 seconds. And as you can see, the game has finished normally, and then after the game is finished, the players are immediately returned to the lobby, and the matchmaker grabs them once again, and they are playing another game, as you can see, and they're just in perpetuum. But when we actually close one of the players, let's say we close this one, we see that the connection was erased. The game will conclude. However, the game kind of concludes normally, but the game conductor kind of sees that somebody has disconnected, and this disconnected guy doesn't return to the lobby, just thrown away. So that's also pretty cool, I think. But something that bothers me is that the connection was erased from connections, but we never got explicitly told that it was erased just out of existence, which is yeah, I don't like that. That's pretty weird, I think. Connection free erased, connection destroyed. Yeah, I think that I think that the amount of distractions was incorrect here. Maybe I'm tripping though. I'm probably tripping though. Yeah, I don't like that at all, actually. I should have I think I have a class for handling it. So what I'm thinking is that we can do like a stack class that will basically say well, not necessarily stack, but like a counter class that will count distractions and count creations and distractions of a certain class, so we can track if everything is deleted correctly. That might be actually good play. But I think it works right now, so I know. I'm just really bothered by the fact that it didn't call like destructor here. I think that it was erased here. I don't know. We need to debug this because this is bothersome. Basically, what's going on is that we have the mesh conductor. Gosh, why is it open on the side here? A mesh conductor has this like placeholder function conduct the game. Oh, I see. It should return. I think it should return here. So basically, it sends welcome, then finishes, and then it sleeps. It finishes if then it's kind of like starting, right? Then the game should be played out. So I kind of like sleep it, and then I finish the game, like actually finish the game. And what I do is that if not the push player. If player state, okay. So I check the player state if it's terminated. Okay, so this is wrong. This is purely wrong. Because what I should be checking is actually if player closed. So if not player closed, let's do this. And this is also wrong. God damn it, I was sleepy. Sleepy Joe. If WS. And then we need to and we need to what do? Yeah, this is I think better, more robust, because we are checking if the connection is closed. Then we are checking. We are creating a lock, so this won't execute. This will yield. I think this won't be executed, and this also won't be executed. I think so, at least. Yeah, I think it's correct right now. Okay, because if it's stopped, it doesn't push once. Yeah, it's correct right now. I think so, at least. I might be tripping. Let's reduce this to 5 seconds. I'm waiting 10 seconds. I'm a zoomer, bro. Like it needs to be instantaneous. Otherwise, I'm quitting. Okay. Let's run the server, please. Let's run the client. Let's run another client, and let's run our final client here. And as we can see, the game has started. We are going to disconnect. Connection was erased from connections. But why didn't it distract? Closing connection to. So. Okay, I'm going to absolutely die if this types one more time, bro. Like I need to finish this. The game finished normally. It didn't finish normally. We need to work on that. Memory leak. I think it's a memory leak, right? Because it's weird though, because it's a shared pointer. It's a shared pointer. How does it leak memory, bro? I mean, I know it leaks, but it's still weird. Like weirds me out that some of this shit happens. And then again, like I just don't know how this works sometimes, to be honest. Because oh yeah, it's not a memory leak. I tell you what happens. I know exactly what happens. Listen. To prove that I know what happens, I will actually first do what I need to do to make it happen, and then I will explain it. So let's run it one more time. Let's create a client. And let's then create a client here. Okay, the game has commenced. We are deleting this client. Okay, we didn't erase it yet. We are going to create one more client. And take a look here. when we created one more game, we can see that the match. What is that? Wait a second. Oh, here we can see that the match conductor was destroyed and connection was destroyed. Now here's what happens. I just remember that. So the match conductor, how it works, is that we are basically creating. This is match conductor manager. So this function is responsible for creating matches, right? So what happens is that before we create a new match, we iterate through the collection and we basically see how many matches have basically finished, right? If we see a finished match, we erase it from the collection. And when you erase an element, it gets destroyed. So this is correct here because this one connection that should be destroyed is sitting in a this one connection that should be destroyed, that was disconnected, is sitting in a collection of the match conductor that will be destroyed as soon as the match conductor manager sees it. So it's actually not a bug, it's just a really strange behavior that I absolutely fucking hate. I don't hate that this is delayed cleanup by the match conductor. I don't hate that. I think that the match conductor can be destroyed later. It's okay. However, I hate it that this has anything in its vector afterwards. So what we are going to do, we are going to call players clear here, because this shouldn't store any more ownership of those players. And that's a better. Yeah. So because you see, this is funny because normally we are moving out the player, right? Since we are moving it out, it won't get destroyed because we are moving out the shared pointer. But this one player that gets disconnected, it's not moved out, so his shared pointer is still there. So yeah, it's correct move to just clear it at the end, and it will work correctly right now. Look. Let's just. So it wasn't a memory leak after all. The code was working well. It was just confusing. To the point that I didn't understand, and I wrote it myself. So that's I think that's the ultimate measure of looking at the quality of the code. Can its creator understand it after a couple hours? Okay, 2 connections established. Creating another connection. Okay, now we are deleting this connection. Okay, and now connection was destroyed correctly when the match conductor, when the game elapsed. So this is correct behavior here. Let's go. Whew. Let's go, man. Neat. Yeah, that's highly neat. Where are you from? I can only suffer, bro. That's a terrific nickname. Where are you from, man? Peru. I had a friend from Peru actually. Yeah, he was half Peruvian, half Polish. He was his surname was Zombrano. I always want to visit Peru because it's such a beautiful country. Okay, so that works. Commit. Git commit. Git commit. Let's call it. think it should be this finished game. Or just maybe finish. Let's be minimalistic here. So are you in software engineering? Like, I can only suffer. Are you in software engineering? What are you doing? That's dope. What do you do? Like backend, like frontend? What do you do? Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you, man. Like, I hate college too. Like, I'm finishing my master's degree and I absolutely hate it, man. Yeah, man, that makes sense. Do you like it? Yeah, I love it too. When I code, I feel really like I just feel good doing that. Such a cozy activity. Okay, so this is perfect. This works. So actually, I wanted to see. I mean, I have tested that already, but I just want to be sure. If we quit right now, everything will be fine, right? Actually, we can quit by server, and everything closes fine. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, everything seems to be working. It's perfect. I think I will just go through the code and kind of start adding comments because I've made such huge progress today, and changes that this needs to be documented. Okay, let's go slowly through the changes here. It's responsible for informing objects that stash connections about disconnections, interested classes, implement. Okay, so this is pretty much irrelevant at this moment. This pattern, by the way, of like observer, I can show you something actually, and maybe you'll use it one day. It's a C++ thing, but I think like this is pretty transferable. This is the thing called scoped observation. Basically, how it works is that let's do that for this example, right? Let's say that you have an observer class that observes some other class, right? And then you have a class that implements this. Let's say a matchmaker. As you can see, this matchmaker implements connection closure observer. And how I go about it is that I create this scoped observation, and upon creation of this scoped observation, I do scoped observation observe, and I observe the closure handler, right? But what's cool about it is that I don't have to remember about destruction, because scoped observation, how it works is that upon destruction, it will reset the observing here. So it will just remove observer from the observable collection from the observer's collection of the observer. So that's really cool because you don't have to like worry about the cleanup here. Do you do C++? Do you do like Go, Rust, Java? Damn, you do Zig. That's actually really interesting. And what do you think about Zig? Because I saw like a lot of videos about it, and I think it starts to get traction. And I wonder like, how legit is that? Because I don't know if it's just hype of it, or is it actually a really good language that's starting to kind of pop out. What's your thought on Zig? It's like, see, but well made. What a roast. I heard that there's this like cool defer that you can allocate something dynamically, but you can like defer its distraction to when it goes out of scope. So kind of like unique pointer in C++, but well, just different semantics kind of. Well, I will look into Zig then. Like, I will look into that because I kind of want to learn a new language, and I was kind of thinking about Zig or Rust because I want to learn something that's compiled. I don't want to deal with like JVMs and .NET Core runtimes. I just want something that runs like it's the native language, right? Oh, okay. So I just misunderstood like some video I just watched some time ago. I guess it's like, pick your poison moment, right? You can code in C++ and be like, oh my god, like this language has syntax of this language is sometimes just abhorrent. But I guess Rust because it's also it works. But I kind of like C++. I started coding in C++ 2 years ago because I'm still studying like game development curriculum, and game development is pretty much strictly C++. I mean there is C#, but it's C++, mostly C++. Especially their curriculum, like it's pretty low level, so you need C++ for that. And I kind of enjoyed that, and I thought to myself, okay, for next couple of years I'm just gonna hone in on C++. I'm gonna be like really good at C++. To just kind of have this like skill in my pocket, and it actually works out for me, I think. Sometimes I feel like I know what I'm doing. Sometimes I'm like, oh damn, I know what I'm doing, and then like, then I realize no, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm still a beginner. I wonder if there will be a day when I'll be like, oh yeah, I understand this language, like good. Well, the degree is like 4.5 years, right? But the C++, I code in C++ for 2 years, like pretty much. Well, for 4 days a week at least. Well, obviously, when you have an internship or like a job, you do that every day. But I had 2 internships at this point, so pretty much like 4 days a week. I try to be like really consistent with it. Some time ago, like this year, I didn't make a resolution. I didn't really believe that, but I started like streaming pretty much. No, maybe not daily, but like very often, just for fun. I don't really want to become a streamer, right? I just want to have. I code a lot of stream. I just sometimes turn on the stream, right? And yeah. So I guess I just like coding a lot, and I know maybe that's why. But also, I had this internship at this one really good company last year, and I think it like taught me a lot how to code well and how to document code. Like there was such strict documentation rules that literally for every line of code, I felt like I was writing 3 lines of comments because they're like, oh yeah, you've got to be like super precise about comments because we don't have documentation, because they didn't have documentation, but they had like a lot of comments in code, like basically walls of text sometimes. Basically what you see here, like this was like pretty much everywhere. Super like precise comments. Look at that, this is a flex. Main function, initialize, start, wait, end. Perfection. No, it doesn't have UI. I'm really not a huge UI person. I will maybe do UI, maybe I will not do UI. The current objective is to get the server and clients cooperating and to play like a singular game, and then I will code like multiple strategies for clients, and then to have concurrent games at the same time. And when all of this works out, I will think about UI, but for now I want just to get it to work. Besides, I don't have. Besides, this is C++, and doing any UI work in C++ is just hell. So we'll think about that basically. Mm. A singular game of poker. It is essentially a collection. It's concluded. Players return. The lobby can be selected image. Here for the game. They will not be returning the lobby. When a player disconnects, it will be. They will be removed from the connections collection of the server. The reference stored in the This will make the reference stored in the player's connection of the match the last one. Thus, when the game concludes, closed. This the player distract. Okay. Matchmaking conducting connections, structure, conduct a game. Making second owner of those players. First one being the server. that has a master copy reference. Conducts the game, though disconnects from the game, it's terminated. Well, it's not really terminated, right? Yeah. It's kind of like finish, return the blueprint, disconnected from the game. Lobby and destroy it. Participants reference. Okay, I think it's pretty good. This is sound. Now I need to make comments for that one, and this is a bitch. This one is big and scary. How did I close it? Okay. Okay, so this class basically is responsible for how to say it. It's responsible for managing the mesh conductors. Match conductors. Okay, match conductors. What I can say about this? Magic for creation and destruction of match conductors. Yeah. So this is actually not relevant anymore. It observes. Well, it's kind of obvious why it observes it. Create a conductor, creates conductor, creates a match conductor, ductor, and starts. Yeah, so this is actually not really great. Match conductor and starts a new game, because this logic also does a cleanup. All finished games. I hate it, but I really hate it. Like this is not really great, because this is a side effect, and it makes this function just not really clear. Like why this happens here. This whole thing should be abstracted to another function, basically. This should be. Yeah, this should be just in a different function, this section. I don't really know where to move it though. This is my problem. I don't know where to move it, and it needs to be it kind of needs to be here. Like we need to. Where should I be cleaning it up? I don't know. That's just a pickle here. I think I'm gonna keep it here. It's not really great. Okay, creates a new image conductor. Creates a new match conductor. Oh, this should be a reference. What am I? Is the reference? Oh, it is a reference. Never mind. Creates a new match conductor. and starts a thread. It's thread. Okay. I mean, somebody will have to kind of like chew into that code to understand it. I'm going to make it in brighter, I think. Implements both, okay. This is, I think, pretty straightforward what this does. So now we have proper closures, and I kind of like that. Matchmaker, this is commented well, okay. We'll finally need to make some comments about the server, because it's such a huge class at this point. But I don't think I'm ready for that yet. It will be done in future. And then we have a server manager. Let me look. Yeah. Games. Okay, and how is initialized here? That's a goofy way to fucking do this. Holy shit. Make unique matchmaker. Okay, I think it's okay. I think it's good enough. Okay, that was like a more laid-back stream for today because yeah, I was coding whole day and honestly I'm pretty tired. Thank you. I can only suffer. It was really nice streaming for you and one other person that pops in and out. Yeah, it's really nice. Well, it's actually a night here where I'm at. But you have a great day, and I guess we'll see each other soon on my stream. So yeah, goodbye everybody.